So welcome to this week's market review and expectation. So as I do every week, I take a look at what I was expecting the previous week's trading, and then I take a look at what the market delivered, and also I talk about what I'll be expecting in the coming week. So if you take a look on the channel, the last time I did a review was from the 14th of April. 14th of April to 19th of April. So for the past 2 weeks I haven't posted any video, and I was not feeling that well, but the expectation for that particular video was still in sight. So regardless, it was not actually needed, but in the previous video, that's from the 14th of April to 19th, I was talking about the fact that looking at where price was, we had dropped below this particular fair low, and then we have also dropped below this low. So the next level of liquidity I was looking at was from this particular low right here. If you watch that video, you would hear me talk about the fact that I'm looking at price dropping into this low, and then potentially if you are to go down, I'm looking at this particular, the open of this particular candle. So but price did almost that, just that we were denied of this low. Price couldn't reach this low. We just left it about 25 pips from there. About 25 pips from where price had its retracement, had its stop from, from the targets I was talking about, which is also expected anyway. So this is where price is currently, and then for the past 2 weeks we've had 2 bullish candles on the weekly time frame. You can see it right here. So what I'm expecting in the coming week, which is from the 5th to 9th of May, is for price to have a pull up into at least half of this range. The range here is the high here to this low. Half of it should be right here. So half of it is on this red line. Let me make it white. So half of it is where this white line is. So from where we are currently, should be like about 400 pips is what I'm looking at. So that's for the coming weeks, but for this immediate week, I'm looking at price reaching in, closing in this particular fair value gap, the weekly level, right? I'm looking at price reaching in there. We have already dropped into the, we have already risen into the lower end of the fair value gap. You can see it on this particular candle. Price has already gone up into it. So for the coming week, I'm looking at continuing on its bullish stance. I'm looking at price continuing on its bullish stance for about 100 pips. So I'm looking at price continue on its bullish stance for about 125 pips more. So that's what I'm looking at, and we've already seen signs of price trying to move up into the range, which if you take a look at the seasonal tendencies in the month of May, we have usually the pound tend to drop, and then the dollar tends to rise in the month of May. We can actually go much higher, or will do much higher into the range I talked about earlier. Okay, yes, so we can, this is the startup of the run to come. Let me mark. Okay, you can see it right here. Okay, yeah, so you can see it right here. Price has already started to rise up into it. Yeah, so let's see the coming week. You should see price try to go much higher. Okay, yeah, so that's what I'm expecting the dollar index. Let's head straight into the fundamentals or news releases to be aware of. Yes, so for the news releases, this is from the ForexFactory. Okay, and on Monday, the 5th of May, we have the bank holiday for the Japanese yen, and then another holiday for the pound. Okay, but for the dollar, we have the ISM Service PMI at 3 p.m. That's a high impact news. And Tuesday as well, the Japanese yen bank holiday, and we head to Wednesday 9th May at 9:30 a.m. we have the construction PMI. That's a mid-impact news going to affect the GBP. Okay, then at 7:30 p.m. we have federal funds rates as a high impact news, and then the FOMC statements. Okay, those are high impact news that are going to affect the dollar index. Yeah, so I'm looking at the FOMC to inject more volatility for our upward expectation for the dollar index. Okay, and then at 7:30 p.m. the FOMC press conference. Yeah, so on Thursday, we have Thursday 8th May, we have the French holiday, bank holiday, okay, which is going to affect the euro. And then at 12 p.m. you have the GBP Bank of England monetary policy reports. Those then we have the monetary policy summary. Those are all high impact news, okay, that are going to affect the GBP. We also have the unemployment claim at 1:30 p.m. also affecting the dollar index. That's a high impact news. And on Friday, May 9th, we have the Bank of England Governor Bailey to also speak at 9:40 a.m. to also affect the pound. That's also a high impact news. And at 4:30 p.m. we have the mid impact news affecting the USD. That is FOMC member Walla speak. Yeah, so this are what to expect in the coming week. Not much to do on Monday and then on Tuesday, but on Wednesday I'm expecting the FOMC statements to actually inject so much volatility in the marketplace to affect the dollar index. Yeah, so let's watch out for that. Okay, yeah, let's watch out for that. Yeah, so that is it for the coming week. Let's stay safe. Thank you for watching.